There's a secret number you can text to find out your death date. All of us texted it, my brother June and his wife, May, our cousins Claire and Phil and their partners, and me, the only single among the couples at our backyard barbecue. I was turning the dogs on the grill when June brought it up, claiming to have overheard some of the tech bros at work discussing it. You can just text, "What is my death date?" and I'll tell you when you're going to die. No way, gasped husband Clara. You're shitting me. Creepy. May rubbed her arms and shivered. Bullshit, I called. June's been a champion bullshitter since we were little. When he met May, whose name I like to think is short for mayhem, the two hit it off like firecrackers, each trying to one-up the other with their shenanigans. Pranks that ran from harmless, like May making caramel onions instead of apples, to the elaborate, like the week I found roaches all over my apartment, even falling on me from the shower head. June sniffed out a receipt for plastic roaches on May's credit card and convinced me to get her back with a live centipede, which I put in a cup and handed to her. Not until she screamed and flung the centipede back at me did June's maniacal cackling finally clue in that he'd played us both. So this death date business, yeah, classic June bullshit. He was showing off his phone screen. His death date was tomorrow in rapid succession. The others all texted the number, so I went ahead and joined, even though it was a stupid prank, and not even one of the better ones. We compared responses. Me, 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. Clara, 11:16 a.m., June 5th, 2040. Howie, 1:19 p.m., March 11th, 2027. Phil, 6:44 a.m., October 3rd, 2063. Isra, 7:53 p.m., November 7th, 2029. May, 9:45 p.m., June 11th, 2023. June, 10:53 a.m., May 12th, 2023. Tomorrow was June's, coincidentally, on his birthday. Me and Clara were freaking out. They kept asking, was he scared? Wasn't he worried? Phil jokingly suggested he should lock himself up indoors and make sure to not go out anywhere, etc. Of course, June made a big production of it, texting updates all through the morning of his birthday. And then after 10:53, nothing. June's text just stopped. It was, of course, all completely fucking staged. Just as cousin Clara dragged in our parents, who they called me, insisting I go check on my brother, and, honey, we know it's just June being June, but go make sure. He finally sent a video, thanking everyone for the birthday wishes and explaining about how he'd seen us all soon to celebrate his birth, not his death, and also how he'd gotten messages from mom and dad and so many people, and how funny it spread so far, even his boss had called. Sometimes I wanted to strangle my little brother. So anyway, we all agreed later at his birthday party that no one was fooled, and asked who we were actually texting. Turned out we'd been texting Aisha, a girl he'd met and was planning to set up with. Nice of him though, these kinds of dates rarely worked in my favor. So I added the number to my contacts and then messaged her. Hey death girl, Aisha right? So my little bro dragged you into one of his evil schemes. 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. LOL, good one, but he already came clean. 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. I frowned as I noticed something that I hadn't the first time around. I showed the group my phone. Guys, I don't think this is Aisha. General scoffs all around because, of course, they thought I was kidding. But when I opened the contact so they could see the number, turns out I've been one digit off the whole time. Everyone else had been messaging Aisha and getting made-up death dates from her. But I'd messaged someone else. When they realized this, the group sobered up. Well, who did you text then? June snatched my phone, eyes bright with curiosity. I have no idea. Ask them who they are, suggested Cousin Clara. So I did. Again, the same response. 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. Ooh, let me try. May tapped the mysterious number into her phone and whizzed off a text, and almost immediately a bell chimed in response. 12:33 a.m., May 15th, 2023. Oh my god, you guys, chill, squealed Clara. That is creepy. May I, June? That's how you do a death date prank. Did you set this up? June asked her. No, I swear. Alright, that's enough death dates, declared our dad. He and Mom would only suffer so much of our antics. The conversation was dropped. As I was heading back home later, June approached me. He seemed annoyed, convinced either I or someone else was copying his idea, which he claimed wasn't funny since he'd already done it. Apparently he really wanted to know who was behind it. I told him I had no clue. But just his asking set a cold pin of anxiety in my brain. After all, if it wasn't someone in our family group whose number was that, imagining some stranger texting back sent icy fingers tracing the flesh on my neck. June grumbled that it was probably May, then smiled and encouraged me to give Aisha a ring. Try to be cool, he said, and less of a stick in the mud. I think the word you're looking for is responsible, I suggested. Serious, mature. All synonyms for boring. I flipped on the bird, and then I forgot the whole death date thing for a few days. I didn't even remember it until today, when I went to message Aisha and got the same response. 9:49, May 15th, 2023. Shit. I've forgotten to delete the death date number from my contacts after putting her name in. I did so now. I was about to message the real Aisha when curiosity brought me back to the death date number again. Now just coming up as unknown on my phone, I messaged. Who was this? 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. May? 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. Fuck it. I borrowed a car worker's phone and asked if I could send a quick text since mine was dead. A white lie. Sometimes I could be as sneaky as June. And I sent to the same number the original question again. When is my death date? 9:49 p.m., May 15th, 2023. Fuck. The hairs on the back of my neck prickled. How the hell did this number respond with the same exact date and time to a completely different number? The sudden icy grip of fear was impossible to ignore. I called June, but it went to voicemail. Moments later, my phone buzzed. Work. I sent a rapid series of texts explaining. 1 sec. I got 9:42 p.m., May 15, 2023. Probably May. Lol. A few hours later, June met me at the townhouse. He told me flatly that he couldn't figure out who owned the number, and it struck me that, given he works at a tech company, he probably tried all sorts of tricks to track it down. Annoying as he could be, he's incredibly smart. The fact he hadn't figured out where it came from made the knot in my gut tighten. A horrible dread settled over me. I'm sure it's just May. She's been out all day and hasn't been responding to any of my texts. I bet she set this whole thing up to freak us out. June spoke, casually rolling his eyes. He didn't like to admit when something got under his skin, ever. But having grown up with him, I could spot it in the tension around his eyes, the way his smile didn't reach them. I called May's phone, straight to voicemail. She's at a show with Claire and her mom, June said. Been going on about it all week. No coincidence the show ends just a half hour before our death date. Give her enough time to rush over here to scare us. It's part of this whole thing. Trust me, she'll be here soon. And then he grinned, pointing at my laptop. You're typing this all up. I started typing earlier this afternoon, documenting in case, well, just in case. That's great. Ooh, I know some people you can send it to, make it viral. Zero interest, I said. He rolled his eyes. It's like you don't even want a girlfriend. 9:39, Still no answer from May. Suddenly my phone vibrated. June always kept his on silent, but his eyes darted to it when the screen lit up. He blinked, showed it to me. We both had the same text. Knock, knock. Downstairs from the front door of the townhouse came knocking. June jumped. Ooh, he nodded. May is good. I take it back. She's giving us a good scare. I was too freaked out to say anything. I just really hoped it was May. June shouted, May? Is that you? There was tension in his frame as he called again. Then he put his phone to his ear and snickered. I heard it too. A tinkling sound of bells from somewhere just outside the front door. May's ringtone. She was outside. June pulled the phone from his ear and called out, Caught you, May. We know it's you. He smirked at me. Be back in a sec, he said and hurried down. My phone buzzed again. Knock, knock. From downstairs, the click of the front door latch. I looked at the time on my phone. 9:41. June's time was almost up. May really did plan it all perfectly, so she could arrive right when he was supposed to meet his end. I heard June calling out the front door for May, probably hiding somewhere to pounce on him. A moment later, I heard the scuff of him putting his shoes on and stepping outside. My phone buzzed. Be back in a sec. I was about to close the browser. This browser, with the window open to the account I'd been documenting all this, when my phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't June or the unknown number. It's my cousin Clara. Hey, have you heard from May? Yeah, why? Oh, thank goodness. She was supposed to meet me and Mom at the big show. We got really worried. All our calls went straight to voicemail. Can you ask her why she didn't come? The show. June had mentioned the show too, and I remembered May talking about the show at the barbecue. How she'd spent weeks trying to get those tickets, and she missed it. A sudden sickness twisted in my stomach and dread dialing up from the tingle of horrid lurch, like the floor had just been ripped out from under me. I hollered, June, did you find her? My phone buzzed. Knock, knock. The rapping on the door was so loud I jumped. It wasn't down the steps at the front of the building, but right outside my living room door. I hadn't heard any footsteps come up the stairs. Hello? I said. Let us in, called June. Relief flooded me at the sound of his voice. I got up from my laptop and reached for the knob. I don't know why I hesitated suddenly. The feeling of dread was like a noose being pulled around my neck, cutting off the air. A warning. Some primitive instinct. Why hadn't there been footsteps? I called June's phone. It rang for a while, then went to voicemail. Why aren't you answering your phone? I asked. Silence. Then June's voice, near enough that it was clear. There was only the wooden door between us. Because I'm right outside the door? How do I know it's you? His refusal to answer his phone stuck in my mind like a chicken bone caught in my throat. The explosion of my phone's ringtone made me jump. I picked up the call and June's voice said in my ear, Happy now? Yes, I said, relieved. Knock, knock, he said, and I could almost hear his smile. Let us in. No. Bro. June sounded annoyed. My phone buzzed. I quickly tapped back. After 9:50 p.m. He knocked on the door. Let us in, he added. You're being ridiculous. Bro. He banged on the door. Just open the door. It's us. Where's May? I shot back. A long pause. Still no rustling or footsteps or any other human sounds. Then May's sing-song voice. Open the door. In 5 minutes, I said. It was 9:45. You seriously want us to just stand here in your hallway for 5 minutes? Snapped June. Come on. Let us in, chimed May. Let us in, thundered June. But the more they demanded I open the door, the more my pulse raced, and my hands slicked with sweat. Why did it matter so much? What was 5 minutes? Sometimes with siblings, you get in these power struggles. That's what this felt like. Like maybe it was just June trying to make me do things this way. Annoyed with me, trying to control him. Only I wasn't trying to control him or May. I was genuinely afraid, and I refused to open that door. The shouting and pleading continued, and my phone suddenly began vibrating so much that I had to snatch it up to prevent it from falling off the desk. The texts were coming nonstop as the door kept rattling. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. At 9:49, the sound suddenly ceased. I waited several minutes, frozen in terror, and finally went to the door, hands trembling, wrapped my fingers around the knob, opened it. There was nobody in the hallway, only a few dirty tracks. Strange. June always removed his shoes before coming up. The front door was wide open, a cold breeze blowing in. I wandered down and peeked outside, then closed it. Maybe they were in it together. Maybe they were pulling some elaborate prank, like with the cockroaches. I went back upstairs and called June's phone again, hoping he'd pick up. But there was no answer. I called and called. Nothing. I was just about to go out and look for him again when I noticed something face down on the sofa. June's phone. He must have left it in the living room when we went down for May. I picked it up and saw my missed calls, as well as a bunch of texts from Clara asking about May and the show. He knew May was missing before he arrived. That explained why he was so tense. But he didn't want to admit it, thinking she was just one-upping him on his prank. That also explained why he had been so relieved, in such a hurry to go meet her when he'd heard her ringtone. I also checked his text history. None of his knock-knock messages after he left came from his phone. It's now near 10:30, according to the analog clock on my bookshelf, and I'm freaking out, because my phone and laptop are both frozen at 9:49 p.m., and have been for the past half hour. I tried calling Mom, tried calling Dad or Cousin Clara or anybody, but the line is busy. No matter who I rang, it's busy. And my laptop, like all the frozen technology, isn't working. Luckily, I can still type in the window that's already open. So that's what I've been doing. Documenting. Praying I'll be able to post this and get help. My phone just buzzed. Knock, knock. And now the phone slips out my fingers and I see claws rake down my spine because the knocking came from inside the room. And suddenly I remember how I peeked out the door earlier before I realized the clocks were frozen and words are now flashing across my laptop on their own as fast as I can think them. And let me finish typing for you, as June's voice chuckled like he always did when he landed a really good prank, back when he was alive. And he whispers right in my ear, "Hey, thanks for letting me in." If you receive a link to the game unrequited, do not play. The game's title flashes across my screen. Unrequited. An old school loading bar pops up, a vein pumping blood to a heart. The words "Start Game" hover over the beating heart. I move the knife that is my mouse icon onto it and click, and the heart explodes. A stock scream rings in my ears. It's a ham-fisted mix of gore and cheese. Baby, you broke my heart, so now I'm gonna stab yours. Unrequited begins like 90% of horror games, in a haunted room. My goal is rendered in the bloody letters at the top of the screen. Explore the room. Except, the movement I swing my camera around to view a low-res, boxy sofa, wallpaper, and pixelated furniture, my heart drops into my stomach. No way, I think. No fucking way. The room is my living room. Hold on, let me back up a second. Unrequited isn't a game you'll find anywhere. I'd never heard of this game before. My friend Sarah sent me a link via Messenger last week with a note about how it was right up my alley. She knows I have a thing for indie horror games. Today was the first day I clicked on that link, downloaded the game, and ran it, with no idea it was about to drop me into a pixelated version of my own goddamn living room. I messaged Sarah, "What the fuck is this game?" Then, while waiting for her response, the rationalization kicks in. Maybe it's a coincidence. Every townhome on my street has the same cookie-cutter 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, and garage. So for this indie game to use the floor plan of this rental I moved into only a few months ago is improbable, but not impossible, right? And after all, the furniture is different. The carpet burgundy instead of beige. The damask wallpaper yellowed and grimy. The lamp one of these cheesy, disturbing ones of a woman's leg beneath the lampshade. I definitely don't own anything as tasteless as that. Just a spine-tingling coincidence. At least, that's what I tell the knots in my stomach as I move my character to the coffee table to pick up a note. Peter's Plumbing Company. Complaint. Blood pouring from the tap. Loud banging noises. Resolution. Found some rust flecks, no evidence of noise. Water running clear. It all looks good. Call with any further problems. Ah, yes. Blood in the pipes. A tried and true trope of the paranormal. As I continue to explore the room, it becomes clear our young female protag, Mary, has just moved into the new townhome and has noticed strange happenings. Lights flickering, horrific nightmares, and of course, the aforementioned blood. Ignoring the dread curdling in my belly, I settle in and grab a Coke, which I sip here in my real living room, as I guide Mary through the much grimier game living room, searching for clues. Normally there's something comforting to me about an old-fashioned point-and-click horror game with grainy graphics. Maybe that sounds weird, but when you've been through actual life hell, it can be cathartic to see the horror unfold for someone else. Sure, I'm going through some shit, but at least I don't have blood pouring from my faucets. Games like this are my bread and butter, and on a night like tonight, with the rain drumming on my roof and only single lamp casting its feeble illumination across my table, well, that just adds to the ambiance. At least, that would have been the case. But I can't shake the feeling there's something really wrong about this game. And not just because it's set disconcertingly in my own home. This game is retro, and when I say retro, I don't just mean the graphics. It treats Mary the way all early video games treated female characters back when developers assumed the sole audience was horny males. Mary's boobs are jutting pyramids, her midriff bare, her shorts hugging her butt cheeks. When I send her up to investigate the faucets, Mary's internal monologue shows up as idolized text. "It's running water again. Guess I'll take a shower." Uh-huh, sure. Exactly what I do in my shower that was recently running blood. Next, of course, is the shower scene. After the fan service, nice pixelated pyramids, Mary, the camera cuts away to the mirror above the sink. I cannot help the tightening of my gut as I notice the fixtures are identical to those in my upstairs bathroom. Handprints appear on the foggy glass. Cue scary violins. Then the camera pans and my stomach lurches. I slam my Coke on the desk. A horrible twist of dread rings on my insides like a damn rag. On the hook on the bathroom door is a striped bathrobe. I message Sarah. "What the actual fuck, Sarah?" I take a screenshot of the bathrobe and send that to her, along with my message. Then I hunker down and stare at the screen. A bathrobe on a hook isn't strange, but a striped bathrobe? The same exact stripy color as mine, in an exact fucking replica of my bathroom. I tried to decide how terrified I should be. Shit my pants terrified, call the police terrified, move away and don't leave a forwarding address terrified. Am I going to throw up this Coke? I can't decide. so I swallow the Coke and keep playing. For right now, it stays down. The cutscene ends. Mary gets out of the shower, draped in her towel, and I'm now in control of her again. Explore the bathroom. Okay. How is getting dressed not an option? I try to steer Mary toward my striped bathrobe to cover her pyramid boobs, but no dice. Mary's definitely interested in exploring her haunted bathroom while in a towel. It's a small towel, in case you were wondering. With a sigh, I point her toward the mirror. There's an option to investigate a slip of paper sticking on the side of the glass. Took the paper. Y, N. I click Y, and Mary reaches to grasp the edge of the paper. It's stuck. Excuse me while my heart rate spikes. This game is really getting to me, and as she pulls the edge of the mirror swings open. Behind it is a squarish hollow in the wall from which she withdraws the paper. The paper flashes up on screen, a bold handwritten scrawl. Mary, how could you abandon our love, our future? Don't you see we were meant to be together? And I found you. I'll make sure we are together, forever. When I exit out of the item menu, Mary's internal monologue pops up again. Brad? He killed himself last week. I can't believe it. Were those handprints? Brad? Impossible. When did he write this? Okay, so let's parse this. Mary's being haunted by her ex, or her stalker, who killed himself over her rejection, and whose ghost is now hovering around her bathroom, leaving handprints on the mirror. JFC Mary, why are you still in a goddamn towel? Quickly I message Sarah, where did you find this game? She hasn't logged into Messenger since last week, so I close Messenger and search my contacts for her cell number. I text, Sarah, that game you sent me is giving me serious flashbacks to that creep Josh. Where did you find this game? Then I sit there, staring at the screen, willing Sarah to please fucking answer. All the while memories flash back into my consciousness. Josh, the quiet skinny guy in the cubicle across the room from me, his eyes darting away whenever I'd look up to catch him staring. The weird notes left for me on my desk until I asked to be transferred to a different department. And then, the signs he'd been around my house. Flowers on the doorstep, letters with no stamp or return address slipped in the mail slot, messages on my phone. That blouse looks good on you, or just want to say orange is your color. Not trying to be creepy, just wanted to brighten your day. With a fucking smiley face, while I'm choking on my breakfast cereal, wondering which window he's peeping through, or whether he somehow has cameras on me. A ring left on my pillow was the last straw, because he meant he'd been inside my bedroom. I packed up and moved, leaving no forwarding address. Now, I copied the link of the game, sent it to a former coworker with a single sentence, "Is this Josh's handiwork?" Then I grab a knife from the kitchen rack, tuck my laptop under my arm, and head upstairs. Goosebumps rise on my skin, even though I flick on every light in the house to chase away the shadows. I check the bedrooms, the closets, finally the bathroom. When I'm certain there's no one else here with me, I turn and face the mirror. It's just a game. There's nothing there. My heart slams in my chest as I reach for the edge of the mirror. My breath came fast and shallow. Am I going to pass out? It's just a game. The thing about being stalked is, it doesn't end when you uproot your life and move away. You can scrub yourself from social media, avoid public places where you might show up in someone's background and accidentally disclose your new location, cut ties with all former mutual friends or coworkers, but the fear will never leave you. You wake up in the middle of the night to footsteps only to realize you were dreaming. You hear the garage door open and close. But was it yours or a neighbor's? Things go missing, your favorite mug, that pizza you were saving in the chest freezer. Sometimes you feel eyes on you, watching you. You feel with every bone, every fiber in your body that he has found you, but everyone tells you that you're fine, you're safe, it's just your imagination. Then one day, you notice the closet door behind you ajar, and you panic. You snatch up your phone with the message from your friend that you haven't answered yet. Link. Check this out. I think this game might be right up your alley. OMG, I think someone is in my house with me. What? Seriously? Are you alright? Hey, are you alright? If you don't respond, I'm calling the police. But you don't respond, because you're already on the phone with the dispatcher, babbling your address while arming yourself with a baseball bat and shaking the closet. You peek out into the hall and over the railing, down to the first floor and front door. You creep into each of the bedrooms while brandishing the bat. There's no sign of intrusion, but every sense tells you that you are being watched. The dispatcher says police are just a few minutes away. Then a door creaks. You freeze and hear the familiar groaning clack of the garage opening. He's in the garage. Your mother shrieks and drops the load of books she's carrying. Mom? Oh my God, Mom. You babble apologies, trying not to sound crazy as your mom stares at the baseball bat you nearly brained her with. Police find no evidence of intrusion. Everyone, including you, laughs at how you were spooked by your mom's surprise visit. The implication is clear. You are a girl in hysterics, making up monsters. So, guess how many times I've called the police in the past month to come out and search my house? 4. That's once every week. And you know what they found to be the cause of being watched, feeling every time? If you guessed my imagination, congrats, you win. You know who doesn't win at this game? Yours truly. That's why I don't call the cops or my mom or anyone as I reach for the mirror. Because chances are, it's just an ordinary mirror. There's no cabinet or anything built into this bathroom. Certainly there's no reason for some weird-ass square hole. Click. Holy fucking shit. Under my horrified stare, the mirror pulls away from the wall. I tug it open and behind it is a hole. Just like in the game. The squarish hollow is empty, except for lots of dust, because I never knew it was there. Dust and a single slip of paper. My heart slams into my throat as my fingers grab the paper. I tug it out and read. Behind you. The Coke comes up. It's a good thing I'm in the bathroom, because the toilet is right there, and I double over it, heaving up my insides while the panic rages through me. It's a miracle I don't have a fucking heart attack. When I finally finish and sink down the bowl, shaking, my body is cold all over, and my shirt and part of the rim are splattered with vomit. Nothing but the rain drums outside. There's no one here in the bathroom with me. I've locked the door, but I reach for my laptop. The only way I'll figure out what's going on is by finishing the game. I direct Mary to leave the bathroom. The screen goes black. Then, we're back in the living room again. Only now it definitely is my living room. There's no ambiguity. Gone is the leg-shaped lamp. Gone the boxy sofa. In their place are my lamp, my futon sofa, my coffee table, and plant rack. A new note has appeared on the coffee table. I can't make Mary do anything else, so I have her investigate the note. It comes up on my screen in bold letters. Congratulations! You nearly completed Unrequited. I hope you enjoyed playing this game. I promised I'd find you, didn't I? I promised you would never be alone. And this little homage is the proof of my devotion. You aren't alone, my love. You're never alone. I'm always watching you. I've memorized everything about you, from your favorite cereal to your favorite color to that cute striped robe. I even know about the hole behind the mirror. Oh yes, it's real. Go look behind it. I've left you a surprise. Fade to black. Then more text appears. From now on, we will be together. Forever. Fade to black. Then one final line of text. But seriously, check the mirror. I look at the note in my hand. When it's scrawl of behind you. Look back at the black screen. There's no one here but me. You fucked up the timing, buddy, I mutter. Then a sudden buzz of my phone is like a siren shattering the silence. I jump, shrieking and clapping a hand to my mouth. sobbing. I close the laptop with its terrifying message. Then I pull out my phone. It's Sarah responding to my text. What game? My account was hacked. Sorry, probably a spammer. Everything okay? For a second, my vision swims. Everything goes black, but then, over the rushing of my own pulse, I come back to myself, and I am incredibly calm. I need to get out, I think, but I don't dare open the door. Don't dare go out alone right now. Not because there's anyone there, but just because I can't bring myself to move. So I do what any child anywhere in the world does when terrified, even though it's nearly 1 a.m. I call Mom. Police found no evidence of anyone in my house. When Mom called them later that night, I tried explaining about the note, how I'm certain I was meant to find it a week ago when Sarah texted me. From the behind you, it's pretty obvious Josh was planning to hide inside my house and leap out at the climactic moment. I suggested they search his computer, but the general feeling I got was that they were blowing me off. Also, the mutual office mate I texted let me know that Josh hasn't been to work recently, and in fact, may have fled in fear of being caught after his plans went awry. But it no longer matters. I hired a moving company to take care of all my things, and I'm staying with Mom until I relocate. There's one more important detail I haven't told anyone. Last week, when I scared my mom with the baseball bat, she brought all these boxes of books I'd left at her place from the first time I'd moved because of Josh. I was too frazzled to deal with them, so we stacked them in the garage on the chest freezer. Mom saw how shaken I was and invited me to come stay with her for a few days. After she left, I messaged Shara, whom I'd left hanging. Hey, are you all right? If you don't respond, I'm calling the police. Everything's fine. Sorry for the freak out. I hit send, turned off the garage light, and then just as I was heading inside, a faint ping caught my attention. A pale illumination behind the chest freezer. I could have checked, of course. It's possible that if someone really was inside my house and stupidly jumped into the chest freezer to get out of sight when the garage door went up with my mom's unexpected arrival, their phone might have tumbled from the back pocket and fallen into the freezer. But, hypothetically speaking, if anyone did hop into the freezer, they weren't getting out from under those heavy boxes. So I didn't check. Thank you so much to user Let's Split Up for letting me narrate these stories. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, stay safe.